Live from Los Angeles, and welcome back to Good Morning, LaLa. Have you lost your mojo? I know I have at times. So it's Wealth Wednesday, and we often do. We get to work too hard, do whatever, and we are going to talk about how to recover your mojo. I want to hear about this, girl.
Absolutely.
So we have Deborah Kagan in the house. You are a recovery mojo specialist. Where did you? I mean, this is like, talk about a niche.
You know, I know you
The
don't
bitch
wake
has
up.
got a niche.
Hello, you don't wake up at 7 and think, I'm going to be a mojo recovery specialist when I grow up,
How
right?
did this come along?
But it's interesting. When I was a little girl, I did gather all the girls and have women's circles. I didn't know I was doing that as a kid, but I literally have been doing this my whole life.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
Incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, I read on your website that women see themselves most clearly in the reflection of other women.
Yes.
Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, women learn through osmosis. And, you know, just even by seeing the two of you, it's great. You're a great influence for men, obviously. But to see the two of you each morning and women who see you, it's like, oh my goodness, this is possible. This is attainable. We have to have examples of powerful women in the world in order to become one. And so many of the women that come to work with me have not had a great example of what it is to be a woman who's in her power, comfortable in her skin, and really embodies the feminine.
But let's define.
interesting.
What is, just so people, because what is mojo?
What is mojo? Yes, so mojo, it's a slang word, but you can think of it like prana for all of our yogis in the world, or chi, or ki, or life force.
Or just your own little magic?
Well, it's personal magnetism. And if you look it up in the slang dictionary, it does say
So
personal
I
magnetism.
always thought it meant about like your sexuality.
Well, here's what's interesting. So sexual energy is life force. Same thing as mojo. But most people confuse our life force and sexual energy with sex. Like, sex is actually pretty simple, right? It's like two people having intercourse. We as humans complicate it a
It's
lot, okay? But we complicate it. It's actually, when you think about it, very simple.
So mojo's like when you're like, I'm feeling it today. Like, it doesn't
mojo-
matter if it's like I'm having sex or not. It's like I've got my power, I've got my charisma. That's mojo.
Absolutely.
Okay, got
And
it.
it's what people feel from you before you ever open your mouth.
Oh yeah,
Right?
We all want that. I'll have what
Yes.
she's having.
Yes.
So how can people find that, discover that for themselves, and express that?
Well, what I realized is that through this whole process, I created a 4-pillar system because I like systems. I think it makes it easier. And so the 4 parts are M, about mindset. You're great about this. You do, I mean, you all do these amazing videos and, daily besides this show. And so we have to get our heads screwed on straight in order to check in with our beliefs and
I
make
could
sure
have made a big joke with that one, but I'm not going to go there.
Oh, go.
no. Get your mojo on. Sorry.
Yeah. So we have to make sure we get our heads screwed on straight. So mindset is the first thing. Like, again, most people think like, ooh, sex, right, is mojo. We have to like separate that and get really clear about our own lives and our own beliefs.
We got our mind right now.
Right.
What?
Second piece is what I call the oracle. And this is about your body, right? So this is our life below the neck. And I call it an oracle because our bodies always know. Our bodies carry the information of our entire life.
Yes.
And a lot of the times what happens is, and why we feel like we don't have our mojo, is because we're carrying these pains and these old stories that don't actually match the truth of who we are. And then we wake up one day and think, where the hell did my mojo go? Right? So we have to get into our oracle so we can be in our bodies and have that kind of power and presence in our life.
Love that.
For business or personal. The J of mojo is about joining with the different roles. And I love what Stephanie was just saying, because she was like, hey, I'm a mom, but I'm a business owner. And what happens is we usually will live in one lane in terms of a role, like only business person, right? And then we'll forget about our personal life. Or we get carried away and only live as like maybe mom role, and then we forget about the rest of our roles. And the one that's incredibly impactful for women is what I like to call the mojo-licious femme role. And that's the one that's super confident, living a turned on life, right? And I focus on that so much at my live events and in the mentoring that I do with women. Now, the final pillar of mojo is that last O, and this is our oasis. And it's turning our environments into an oasis that fills and fuels us
That's so
it doesn't
so
deplete us. And our environments have a massive impact on our success, personally and professionally.
Totally agree.
That's why your mug has to match.
There you go.
It's all about that. That's right.
That is
You've
so
been taking
important.
notes.
And that's why a lot of women feel the need to nest, if you will, to create a safe oasis where they can be fully self-expressed.
100%. And beauty is a big deal for women as well. And, it's become more important for men over the years, but it is something, it's a way that we can express ourselves. And it's the simple things, even like, flowers, a certain color that resonates with you, whether, you buy fresh flowers for yourself. It's funny, my dad, who has not really been into personal development until recently in life, he now buys himself flowers every single week, fresh flowers, because it literally perks up his mojo.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, and as much as this is just dedicated and focused on women, I really do feel men to learn from this. Right?
100%.
sure.
I always say the work that I do and what I share, it's not gender specific. It has been, geared towards women because that's where I feel the highest need is, and that's, I felt like I had lost my mojo. And the bigger why of what I do, and we are in October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the bigger why of my work is about ending violence towards women and girls. Because when women have their mojo, there will be less violence and sexual assault.
Stronger boundaries and less tolerance
Absolutely.
is key. So how do you live kind of a vulnerable life and be open and to live in your mojo, but still have those boundaries for yourself?
Well, it's about really creating, again, your own self-worth. And when you have your mojo, you feel powerful and you become a lot less tolerant of the BS, right? Because now it's not acceptable. And when you're connected to your mojo, and this might sound a little, LA, Southern California, energy, whatnot, but when you have your mojo, you are elevating your vibration. And I think we all know here, but certainly for the listeners, everything is energy. And science has proven that now. So when you elevate your vibration, the situations that are going to not be good for you, the ones that might be abusive, the ones that just might be bad business, you don't find them as easily anymore. It doesn't even resonate with who you become.
Totally.
So please tell everyone a little bit about the live event happening this weekend
Yes.
and where they can get more information about
And
it.
I have to say, it is the finale run. So we are bringing new things for 2020. This weekend, though, it is the Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend. It's a 2.5-day event that is a deep dive, beautiful embodiment experience of these 4 pillars. The women that come, this is where I feel so blessed, because every single time, they're extraordinary women that show up, and the love and that connection and learning from each other and that osmosis I mentioned, it's really come for the women. You can come for me, that's fine, but it's really come for the women and what you're going to receive, because the women who come, they arrive on Friday, and then on Sunday evening, they are more of themselves. Everybody walks out more confident.
There's nothing more attractive than just knowing someone has their mind right, their body right, just knowing that they're in their presence fully. So thank you so much for all your work. I'm sure you touched so many women's lives
Thank
doing
you.
this work. Yeah. Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.